traitor.
Number one on my list, Shams, I have to agree with you, is play calling. Number one on list. I made this deal the other day, this post about this the other day. Shams, you understand that all the coaches, I want to say 55 and up, are struggling in the NFL right now. While
Yeah.
all the middle age coaches, your Nick Siriannis, your Sean McVays, your Mike McDaniels,
Hold on. What you say? Nick Sirianni? Who you coach for?
the
Who you
Eagles,
coach?
Eagles,
Yeah.
your Mike McDaniels, these the Zach Taylors of the world. These guys are the ones that are lighting
Kyle
up.
Shanahan's.
These guys are the ones that are lighting up the scoreboard and coming up with excellent plays, while we're stuck in a vanilla offense that's not allowing the quarterback to
Oh, the
do.
West Coast.
Yeah, the
Texas
West
Coast.
Coast. Yeah, the
Yeah.
West Coast is
It's
hindering
not.
the quarterback from what he needs to do. And the thing about the West Coast is the West Coast isn't really good unless you have a good running game, which we don't have. I'll get to that in a second here. Number two, I had to move this up because
Tony
I
Pollard
said
high
it
is real.
Sunday. He went from number five problem to about number two or three.
It's
Who
that.
is it?
That's my
Who
guy,
is it?
Dak Prescott.
That.
And I
Oh, I
want to
thought it
be,
was
I
Tony
want to be
Pollard.
real careful. I want to be real careful with what I'm about to say here with Dak, because there are some things that I want to put on Dak, but then again, there's things I don't want to put on Dak. Prime example: the Cowboys did Dak Prescott wrong. First off, the best weapon that Dak Prescott has ever had on this team was Amari Cooper. When they got rid of Amari Cooper, that's when Dak Prescott went down. Dak Prescott had his best season in 2021 with Amari Cooper. Hell, he had his best offensive year that year in
Took that
2021
Kobe
before he
shot.
got hurt. I mean, he was balling that year. But the Cowboys have not done Dak Prescott any favors. They've taken away everything away from him. They've taken Zeke. They've taken Dalton Schultz, whether you think he's tight end one or not, and they've taken
Yeah.
Amari
Yeah, but
Cooper.
Zeke's done, man. Zeke's
But
done.
still,
I
that's
don't think Zeke is done because he
I
can
think he's
still help you
done.
in his offense. He can
Listen,
still help.
I don't have listen. I don't have a problem. I was the guy who said don't bring back Tony Pollard. But I was the guy who said draft you a
yeah,
running
that was
back in
kind
the
of weird too,
second.
Kendrick. I'm with you too because they didn't draft a running back, and this was a running back.
Yeah, they did.
This draft was full of
But
running
they didn't
backs.
sign. They signed one. Yeah, dude's fine.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
but
that was. I
you
think
should
that
have
was
you
most
should have went
show.
higher on a running back.
I
The
think
running
that
back
was
should have
most
actually been
show.
your first pick.
I
You
mean,
should have took a running back in the
the
first
kid out of
round.
Miami from Texas A&M was sitting there in the second round. Well, I forgot. Well, he's hurt now, but he's like second in rushing. You could.
BMO says Zeke ain't done.
Yeah,
This
Zeke
West
done.
Coast offense ain't working. Also, old and fragile O line is going to make us worse. Well, the problem is that, like I said, they need to get younger at the coaching position. Bottom line, this whole let's hire Mike McCarthy because he won a Super Bowl in AT&T Stadium. That's stupid. That's why.
Well, let's
That's
call it what
why.
it. Let's call it what it is. Walt.
That's why he's
Yeah,
here because he won a Super
hiring
Bowl in AT&T
retreads.
Stadium.
You talking about hiring retreads? Just
Yeah.
retreads.
Next up, third on the list, running game. Most importantly, Kendrick, you've heard me talk about this. Mister, you call it, he ain't hauling it.
Yeah. I've
He's
heard this
not.
for months.
He's not an every down back. And idiots like EA, and I mean that with all due respect, when this was going on, who was telling people, "Oh, Tony Pollard can do it. Tony Pollard's the guy. He can carry it. He can do it." I told you he's not even built like that type of running back to even carry that kind of load. He's not even at that size. That was dumb.
I said when Tony Pollard, when he had his injury, he should have cut bait. That he broke both his big bones in his leg. That's a lot of surgery. There's no way your leg's gonna be strong.
I don't even think it has anything to do with the injury.
I do
He's
think
not
it
big
is.
enough. He's not big enough. He's too small.
He showed you he wasn't big enough when Dak broke his thumb last year, when he couldn't pass protect like anything. He got beat, and he showed you a lot of time when they didn't even use Tony Pollard in pass pro because he's not good.
Right.
And he's not calling it. He's not.
Rico was picked up to be Zeke's replacement. It ain't working either. Plus, none of them can consistently catch out of the backfield like Zeke either. TP has the worst hands out of the running backs. I mean, there you go, Kendrick. Like, You guys think I'm trying to be mean about Tony?
Zeke's done. I'm sorry. You're not going to convince me.
I think you guys think I'm trying to be
done.
mean about Tony Pollard. I'm really not. He's just not that. He's not the back, and they're not going to win a Super Bowl with Tony Pollard. Like Sham said, maybe they need to go get Leonard Fournette. Maybe they need to go do whatever, but they're not going to win with that running back crew. Next up, the wide receivers. As I said, Amari Cooper. You've gotten rid of Amari Cooper. You didn't replace him. You got rid of Dalton Schultz. You didn't replace him. You listen to, again, idiots like people who have antennas on radio stations, FM radio stations that Toba say they get behind the mic and they do this for big paydays or whatever. You listen to those guys.
Are we talking about our dear friends radio station?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. You guys get behind the microphone and you say stuff like, "Oh, well, he's not good enough," or "He don't do this, he don't do that. You should cut him." And sometimes the Dallas Cowboys, they listen to that kind of stuff. And what do? They say, "Amari Cooper, we don't need you here anymore." That was the guy who really got Dak Prescott paid. Let's keep it 100% here. Let's keep it real. If it wasn't for Amari Cooper, Dak Prescott don't get paid because Amari Cooper made things happen with the football when Dak Prescott got in the football. You go back and look at 2021. Just hell in that Tampa Bay game, even though they lost, they were a dynamic duo, and you ripped that away from them. CeeDee Lamb, I know a lot of people are coming down on him, and it seems to be Shams that they have a little bit of riff on the sideline between Dak and CeeDee Lamb. I don't think you'll see that on Sounds of the Sideline this week.
I don't think it's riff. I think it's the point. CeeDee's trying to demand the ball. He's watching everybody, all top receivers in the league, get more targets.
And it's a pay year for him.
Yeah, thank you. That's what he's trying to get paid.
Yeah, also the same instance, CeeDee brings it on himself. The time Dak do give you the ball, sometimes you don't fight for it, or he hasn't had a problem with drops, but also CeeDee's not getting open like. They like he needs to get open. People go back and watch the All 22. They say, "Oh, CeeDee was wide open," but they don't account for who's in Dak's face and what he can see. Like they want Dak to have 6 eyes on the field, and this also plays a part in Dak. Your number one read should be your best receiver. Right now, your best receiver is Jake Ferguson. Your tight end. It shouldn't be like that. So I think it goes hand in hand, but. Jerry Jones also is nitpicking. When somebody asked, do they need to get CeeDee's targets up? And he was like, nah, I don't think so. Now you're going to piss CeeDee off. Maybe.
I didn't help today either.
Yeah. And maybe I watched the video of Troy Aikman going off on the sideline the other day. Like he went crazy. Maybe we need that in the locker room to say that. Maybe CeeDee needs to come out and say, last game, Jamar Chase came out and said he's open.
Always
open. And what happened this past game? He had over 20 targets, had 3 touchdowns, over 200-something yards. The man was open. He didn't lie, even though they were playing the Cardinals.
I'm gonna say.
I think Shams, to your credit, I think CeeDee is in the mind frame. Man, just throw the ball over there towards me. I'm gonna make something happen.
I'm gonna say something. I hear what all you're saying, but also, I just don't think the damn scheme fits the running, bro. Listen, the West Coast offense, man, nobody ran that since 2012, man. That thing is ancient than anything. Nobody runs that anymore. I mean, you run motion, different players moving around. This West Coast offense.
They keep trying to do that dumbass receiver run play where they run and flip the ball back to the other receiver, and that's the only trick play they do.
Also, Shams.
Yeah.
You remember the first 2 weeks, the Giants and the Jets game. You remember all the movement, the motion and stuff? Have you noticed the last 3 weeks?
It's been on.
Everybody's just been standing right in their spot. Nothing, no kind of motion, no kind of nothing. It's just been stagnant. I mean, where's the motion going? Where's the scheming? Where's getting CeeDee moving around to find an easy matchup where he can pick apart a defense? There's nothing.
And that goes back to what I was saying. The Niners. Look how much they moved Brandon Ayuk and Deebo Samuel and Christian McCaffrey around. Even the Chiefs.
Look, it's a jabroni.
Yeah, it was. And what happened? You scored a touchdown on it. Even in the early other games, all of our touchdowns have come off from motion plays, motion pre-snap movement. I don't know. I don't know what's it going to take. I mean, I wish Dak had Hoots and McNuggets to go in there and say, "What can I finish?"
Yeah, go ahead.
I was just saying, I wish Dak had the cahoots and the McNuggets and everything that let him drop and go in and say, fix this god dang on stuff, fix it, because it's not working. But if he goes in and says that, a new quarterback could be in.
No, he won't. No, he won't.
But Dak can't.
He makes too much money.
Dak doesn't have the luxury of saying that. Or Dak is going to have to take control of his offense like Aaron Rodgers did with Mike McCarthy. He's going to have to start doing something. Or what has Schottenheimer got to do? What if he got Schottenheimer, whatever? Is he going to start calling plays? Maybe Mike McCarthy get relieved of his play calling duty. But this scheme is god awful. Awful.
And the game won't change, it's the same old thing. And the game won't change, it's the same old thing. Primo, dynamic duo. Dynamic.